is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And this is a video I'm really not that into making. It's just not much is going on today. You know, I was going to do a video about, what was it? Was it Screen Rant or Cinema Blend? Somebody did an article about 10 things you didn't notice in Doctor Who. And it's actually quite a good article. I might go over it tomorrow. I expect it to be awful, right? I expect it to be really, really bad. It was actually quite good, and I think it had some valid points in it. You know, I'll probably go over that on my next live stream, which is tomorrow. My next live stream is tomorrow. But you know, this is like a Twitter-centric video, and I'm not, I'm not really a fan of Twitter. I use it to promote, my videos, my Indiegogo, whatever. But I'm not. I should interact more with it, but I just don't like it. Okay. Bottom line is, I just don't like it, and I don't like it because it's bad. Okay, I don't like it. I have a theory. That the algorithms that run social media have become self-aware and have designed themselves to make us insane and murder each other. What's that movie? Kingsman, right? It's basically Kingsman in reality. So, but Twitter is just such a central part of fandom in 2021. It's really hard to get away from it, and I think it's important to look at what's going on. And if like most people watching this video are not big Twitter people, so I'm I kind of bring you news from fandom so you don't have to go in and look at it yourself, right? Because we got a couple of really crazy stories that we're going to go over in this video. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? And you're not going to like any of this stuff, but can you hit the like button anyway? Look, normally as a man of the cloth, I'll say don't fib. You can fib to YouTube, it's fine, absolutely fine. What's that, God? God says it's okay. That was a joke. Okay, that was a joke. And it's so weird because of these Twitter crazes. I gotta say that was a joke, right? Because crazy. So like, share, subscribe. Oh, I tell you, my battle with YouTube and my subscribers has been pretty good. I managed to keep above 3,060. It went right down to It went up to like 368 or something like that. They went right back down to 360. I'm like, it's gonna go under. It's gonna go. And I don't know why that number is such a big one for them, but it is. But it hasn't as yet. So thank you very much. If you subscribe, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, if you could consider hitting the subscribe button, that would be lovely. That would be fantastic. Double dozy, as wee Jimmy Cranky would say. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. I got a bunch of comments to answer, but you know what? I glanced through them, and there's some pretty interesting ones from yesterday, which I'm going to go over. And of course, as always, or not always, because this is the month we're finishing this damn campaign, right? Go check out my Indiegogo. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels, biblical Bible stories, Aether Crisis, Raspberry Rogues, 220 pages long, and just wonderful. And this is the Imperium, a love letter to Telly Fancy of the 1960s, art by Dominic Rancho, written by me. This is one of the many pennants that Dominic did. You've seen them all. You've seen them all before. We've got 5 new pages that he just finished, and they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And so, like, now's the time. I'm gonna wrap up this campaign and get it out, because I got the next one. Like, I've nearly finished the next book that I'm doing. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. Fine, so let's start over here. It's going to start with this tweet from LGBTQ Nation. Now, I don't know if they're reporting this accurately. I'm going to suggest possibly not, because there's probably quite a bit of animosity going on behind it. So they have the headline, Pastor says he doesn't hate gay people. That's good. I think that's kind of reflective of God, but thinks they're all pedophiles and should be executed. I don't think he said that, right? I really don't think he said that. I think they're taking it out of context massively, or purposely trying to misunderstand it. Probably what he said was the Bible doesn't differentiate between sexual things that it prohibits, right? It puts them all roughly in the same category. And amongst those sexual things that it prohibits is same-sex relations. I mean, like, it's not new, right? This is not new. This was several thousand years old, right? I didn't write this. It's not like I went, oh, I don't like gay people, so I'm going to subscribe to this belief system, which happens to because my life would be so much easier as a religious person living in a secular world. My life would be so much easier if this was not the case. But it's still the case, and I'm not going to deny it's the case. But that they're all pedophiles. No. There's no. I don't think there's any biblical foundation in intimating that two people of the same sex that are in a loving long-term relationship as. Yeah, okay. This is the amazing thing about gay people that that religious fanatics and Twitter weirdos don't understand. They're people, right? They're people, and like most people, they end up in long-term relationships. So I think there's really very little similarity for two people being in a long-term, committed, loving relationship and like stopping a kid, okay, which is inherently evil, right? Which is inherently evil. The connection, though, which is disturbing to me, that I see is the permissibility that we have for same-sex marriage, same-sex relation in the world today is now being used to start making it permissible to lust over children, right? And we do see this coming out of Hollywood a lot, and they honestly, again, I'm really into sex. I do enjoy sex. It's kind of a very important part of my life. I've never in a million years go, oh, look at that kid. No, never. It's just, no. It's just like, there's so many levels you have to cross to get there. I mean, like, if ever you start thinking about children and you're turned on, go to a doctor. That's not normal. That's not normal. But in today's world, they're trying to say that's normal. And I really think that's where we're going with this. So I think if I was to guess, that's probably what it's talking about. Or he may be a massive jerk off. I mean, you got the what's the name? I can't remember the name of the group. The God Hates Fags group, which again, they're a religious group. I just think God also hates hypocrites and hateful people, right? Don't subdivide about people who God hates. And I would have thought God would hate that hypocrisy quite a fair bit. But anyway, so this guy tweeted this out, to which the marvelous John Barrowman replied, arsehole dick, should I get some money video demonetized? Cunt, motherfucker, shithead. I guess I will, right? I guess I will. You should be stripped of your hateful ministry. Well, if the ministry is hateful, maybe I think keep them all together. But John Barrowman, and by the way, love John Barrowman. There is no opposition on the John Barrowman awesome switch. He's freaking awesome, right? Even that Ken, all you know, John, is like this biased news source said something derogatory about someone. You don't know what the story was, but if what they're reporting is accurate, which I don't know. Listen, I might be wrong. I just doubt it is. Your response is very, I would say, very, very valid. And yeah, even though, I just don't think we should rush to judgment before we actually know things. And John, you should really know that more than anybody else. I mean, with your recent cancellation, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So wonderful Tardazone. Tardazone, great channel, a really fun channel. I recommend it highly if you're not subscribed there. They do pretty cool Doctor Who watch-alongs. It's Tardazone is Noel, right? Noel. He breaks a bunch of news a lot, right? So he commented on this. I thought you deleted your last tweet because it was offensive, but I see you just want to add a few more words. You express yourself. Good man, shameful from the pastor. So which John Barrowman retweeted, right? So it was, and also. Good use of giffery there. No, good use of giffery. So, that should really be it, really, shouldn't it? I mean, somebody said something, and Noel said yay. Something like that, right? That really should be it. But that's not it, because we have Twitter psychos, absolute Twitter psychos, that need, and we're going to see this much more in the second story, but absolutely need to see people who they oppose as villains, regardless of who they are, if they're villains or not, right? So we have this one. So let's turn this on. It's over here. Okay. So this is Mr. TARDIS Reviews, I believe. Yeah, Mr. TARDIS Reviews. I don't know his real name. Somebody, John the White, posted. That's how I saw it. John the White posted his big details of who he is. But this guy is so unbelievably obsessed with Noel. I mean, he is obsessed with Noel. He's a little bit obsessed with me, but I think he's a bit more scared of me. Like, the most he'll say about me is when I do a video on him, which is, again, I have to do them a lot because he is ground zero for toxic fandom, toxic Doctor Who fandom. They all gravitate to him. I mean, now the Not My Doctor group, which is where you used to go, has been disbanded because, oh, what a surprise! They're all run by a sex pest, which they all condoned, right? But then they got caught. And then he said, "Oh, wait for Plymouth. Always attack me after." No, they don't. You lying cunt. I mean, no, they don't. Yeah, please. You know you're lying. I know you're lying. Everybody knows you're lying. And so he saw this. He saw this seal of approval from John Barrowman, who he said, let's throw him in the bin, right? Was it John Barrowman? I think so. I think he wanted to get again, I don't want to put words in his mouth. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong. But certainly he went off to Noel Clarke. I'm just not a fan of cancel culture in general. I really think it's a bad thing. But anyway, that he got tacit approval by John Barrowman, right? John Barrowman says, you got that absolutely right, JB. And yeah, this was the fun thing. This was when Twitter was fun. This is what makes Twitter fun, is that, you can interact with famous people who you like, celebrities, right? And that's fun Twitter, right? Fun Twitter. We should have more fun Twitter. No, Mr. TARDIS is like, no, don't legitimize him. He's an evil person. Evil. But that's just Mr. TARDIS's bigotry, because he's a bigot. Bottom line, he's a nasty little bigot, in my opinion. So he wrote, quote tweeting one of the most notorious and proud homophobes. This is just utter slander. Why is Noah a homophobe? I'm sure there's some gay people he doesn't like, right? I'm sure that happened. I'm sure that he doesn't dislike them because they're gay. I think he doesn't dislike them because they're assholes. I mean, I don't know. Again, what specifically makes him a homophobe? Nothing. In the Doctor Who fandom was probably wasn't the best thing to do. Oh no, no, you're lying. You're a lying cunt. That's basically what you are. You're a lying cunt. What else? What else getting me free crowds for this? He has his girlfriend. That they don't look like they're dating to me. They look, I don't know. They look like who was it? Bewitched. Was it Dick York or Dick Sargent? Whoever I think the first or second one, whatever. They were very, very gay, but they were married because it was in the 50s and 60s in Hollywood, and you weren't allowed to be gay and get roles. Which again, that's bigotry. Okay, I'm not saying that's not bigotry. That really is bigotry. That's not right. Okay, so he had a sham marriage with the lesbian woman, right? I have no idea about his private life. I really genuinely don't. I'm just saying, I looked at it and I giggled because I'm like, ooh, that really looks like that to me. Well, whatever. Look, honestly, other than being a lying cunt, a lying hateful cunt, I wish him well, okay? So then he goes, I'm sure JB doesn't know who Noel is because Noel's so insignificant. I just obsess about him daily, constantly, because he's so insignificant. He just saw somebody being supportive and responded. Yes. Now, why do you think Noel's being supportive, right? Why do you think he's being supportive? Listen, you can say a lot of things about Noel, and you can say a lot of things about anyone, right? You can criticize anyone. It's always best if your criticisms are valid and honest, right? It's much better if you can do that. He probably responded because he was being supportive, right? Probably so supportive. I just don't think you can. I don't think you could really say Noel's a liar, right? Noel is really a very honest person. I think he's only able. I mean, he's very passionate. He only ever speaks, so which is why, again, I want to recommend his channel. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to him. Even if you disagree with his point of view, right? It's a fun channel, and he's very, very passionate. I'm sure that JB doesn't know who No is. He just was only being supportive of her. But this just kind of feels like Horseshoe Theory in action. Unintentional or not. Well, I don't know what Horseshoe Theory is. You know what? I guess we're going to have to look it up now, aren't we? Let's look at Horseshoe Theory. I don't know what that is. We'll go... Horseshoe Theory. I don't speak. I'm not down with the kids, guys. Okay, I'm not down with the kids. Oh, it's actually a real thing. In political science or popular discourse, the Horseshoe Theory asserts that the far left and the far right, rather than being opposed and opposites, are the same. Yeah, listen. Honestly, the most racism I've seen in my life has been from the left wing. It's true, and I kind of grew up thinking the left wing were okay, but the most racism I've ever seen has been from the left wing, unintentional or not. I mean, like, again, your delusion of needing to label Noel as an evil person, even when he does something objectively good, makes you look like a fool, right? You look like a fool. But, you know, Misery, which is what I think drives him, Misery does love company. And the company did all flock round us. Let's have a quick look. I see this no guy has blocked me. Sweet. Yeah, okay. All these people are liars. They are constantly obsessed by him. Right, they are. They're constantly, and I've been trying to theorize why that is, but they are absolutely obsessed by him. Apparently, no, you're lying, right? He probably blocked you because you relentlessly harassed him, right? Me too. Never interacted with him too. Probably you're lying. Okay, probably you're lying. Oh dear. He's really not doing himself any favors. Literally, all he had to do was admit wrongdoing and apologize. Cole, Oliger, I'm gonna say you're part of a hate group. You're part of some. Listen, Mr. Todd has blocked my main account when we actually had an interaction, and I pointed out to him that his political idol Jeremy Corbyn was a racist, because words have meanings, and his actions fit into the meanings, into the definition of that word. So and then it was like, yeah, but he's met with any real logical argument, right? They can't do anything. They just crumble like paper. It's incredible. Don't even apologize. Who are we talking about? Noel or John Barrowman? If it's John Barrowman, he did admit wrongdoing and apologize, and that wasn't enough. You psycho Twitter psycho crazes, right? I have no idea who the person is. Then I'd imagine if I have no idea who the person is, I imagine John Barrowman doesn't. You know exactly who he is, mate. You know exactly who he is. What's that? What's that dog? What's that cat? No, that's bullshit, mate. That's bullshit. That's it. That's coming right out of you there. Oh dear, he's really not doing himself. He's really digging a bigger hole for himself, isn't he? He didn't dig a hole for himself to start with, and it's not getting any bigger now. You, however, let me look at it. It looks like a kid to me. You are an idiot child, and that's really, I think, the problem with the world today, right? Idiot children are put on the equal plateau with grown-ups, and they're not really up for it, and they don't understand that they are idiot children, right? They have no idea. Used to be that kids and grown-ups didn't mix so much. Now Twitter came along, they mix with each other all the, well, not in a good way, let me tell you. But you know, he didn't dig a hole from you. You're just an idiot child. That's really what's going on. I'm sure it isn't the case, but you know, when somebody gets revealed to be a bigot, and instead of correct themselves, they should just lean super hard into the bigoted supporters they have. Exhibit A, Mr. TARDIS. You're talking about Mr. TARDIS, and you're one of the bigoted supporters. Just makes me think of that. It makes you think of yourself, do you? Right? It makes you think of yourself. What a schmuck. What a schmuck. That's just a bit of a Jewish word. Now, lest you think this activity is relegated only to Doctor Who fandom. There's a really good example of it I saw, and that's basically why I'm doing this video, because I like, well, this on its own isn't, I'm like 20 minutes in, I could have done a whole video on it, but this on its own isn't really enough. But I think this next thing I'm going to show you really illustrates the point nicely. So this is Joe Glass. Joe Glass is a comic book writer who is a gay comic book writer. He's essentially a real-life version of the guy from Little Britain. You know, I am Daffy, I'm the only gay in the village. That guy, right? Who's like, being gay is everything to him, like, is everything. So he also wants to paint people who don't like it, who are in a different group to him within comic books, right, as being relentlessly evil, right, relentlessly evil. And if they do anything good, it doesn't compute. It's like, remember that Star Trek, was it Mud's Women, where on the planet the robots and they make all the robots like freak out because they are just completely illogical. Well, here it is in real life. So Joe Glass says, interesting thing that occurred to me, short thread. Yeah, this is, for him it is a short thread. So my comic Acceptable Losses is apparently one that some CG folk enjoyed. CG is Comicsgate. So this guy Joe Glass, much like Mr. TARDIS, much like lies and lies and lies and defames and defames and defames and lies and lies and lies and lies, because they're crazy, because they're absolutely crazy. So regardless of that, like channels like your boy Zach, they want to be honest, right? They want to be, if somebody's doing something bad, then doing the same bad thing isn't good, right? You know, that's kind of the way it works. If somebody's doing something bad, doing that same bad thing is still not good, right? Still not good. They want to tell the truth. So they reviewed his comic and they said this one wasn't awful. This was had good bits in it, right? And even though, again, this Joe Glass guy does not act in the same way towards them, that people act towards them was just wrong. So some fairly big people saying so outright. So again, that's a good thing, right? That they're looking at your work without prejudice, even though you've been extremely prejudicial. This group claims not to be a hate group because it's not, but to just not want politics in comics. No, that's not it. No, you can put politics in anything. Much like Doctor Who, you can put politics in everything. They don't want comics used as a platform for an ideology while pretending it's not. Much like Doctor Who, you know, Doctor Who, they very much used today as a EastEnders as well, used as a platform for a bonkers ideology that really not that many people are on board for. It is amazing, like now when people are starting to find out what that ideology is, they freak out. Have you seen all the parents groups who have found out what critical race theory is, screaming at school boards? School boards are like, yeah, no, we can't take any of this. They like shut down debate instantly. It's what these losers do. I tell you, it's what these losers do. So it's not they don't want politics. They don't want comics used as a platform for an extremist political outlook, whilst pretending they're being normative and mainstream. That's what it is. And also, I think the more central part of Comicsgate is treating your customers with respect, not calling them Yahtzees, and treating them like human freaking beings, like they treated you with your comic. So here they keep going. Thing is, Acceptable Losses is without doubt the most political comic I ever done. I never read it. An action thriller superhero story that centers entirely on the idea of war on terror and America's role in it and its perpetual cycle. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, again, but they gave it a positive review because it wasn't a bad piece of work, mate. That's why. Here, let's have a look at the cover. Cover's not good. It's okay. And of course, queer comics. I mean, this guy's life revolves around being gay. I mean, I guess my life revolves around being Jewish. Fair dues. Okay, I'll give him that. So it seems that by some folks admitting that they liked it, that one, they're admitting something about they like that one. They're admitting about their own motives. Now we're going to see his insanity because he can't compute being dealt with in an altruistic, fair fashion by the people who he has to demonize, right? He has to demonize them, right? His brain is blowing up. It's not politics in comics that bother them. It's upfront, visible inclusion, or arguably types of politics. Well, yeah, that's actually true. And what do you call upfront, visible inclusion? I will call platforming, platforming and tokenism while pretending it's mainstream, right? So, yeah, okay. Yes, you finally worked out it, but now you're saying it as a prerogative, as a pejorative, I should say. It's arguable that they missed the point that acceptable losses and assume the leaders are right-wing conservative. No, okay, now you're totally projecting, right? They understand that they read it and they understood it, right? You have to project onto other people because you're crazy. To maintain your delusion, which is what we're watching here. This is a man desperately trying to maintain his delusion. Is a right-wing or conservative, but nothing is further from the truth, as ultimately the book has quite an anti-war, anti-conservative, xenophobic message, albeit via comic book violence. Yeah, everybody worked it out, mate. Nobody was confused. Nobody was confused. Also, the leader's gay! And of course, we all know somebody gay can't be a conservative. But it's the most hidden gay, only being revealed via a single panel kiss. One second. What is this bit? This bit the comic he included. So far, this op is Fubar. Okay. What we're looking at. Copy that ego Fubar. It's okay. I'm just definitely trying to work out what the hell that he included these pages for, other than to show it has pages. Okay, whatever. I'm not reading it now. Fine, but he says it's the most overtly political work. So likely they ignored that bit, I guess, or that's a bit they dislike in the piece. No, again, nobody minds anybody being gay. Listen, we just had this whole thing. I'm Bible thumping fanatic. I think I've described a religious person's, from my perspective, what a religious person's attitude to gay people should be, right? Which is treat them like people, like every other person. Treat them like people. Don't judge. Be nice. So again, you're just putting on his own insanity on this. That's that they missed the point doesn't surprise me. They didn't miss the point. That's what you have to tell yourself to make the logic of your insanity work. But which is probably why the logic of your comics doesn't work. A lot of them are exceptionally tunnel visioned. I only got the emoji. I wish I could get that going there. Exceptionally tunnel, but I think you must hate people. These people must be your enemy, and I think they must be your enemy because it gives you a sense of worth, meaningfulness. But I think it actually makes it kind of clear that they're really mean. What they really mean in their mission statements. They just don't want visible, strong, queer, POC women. Again, they're just about bigotry. So you have somehow, and we just watched this in real time, inverted an altruistic, positive, nice act they've done for you and turned it into them being bigots, making a leap of logic that is insane! Completely insane. Anyway, except for logic, now I'm Comixology and store joeglass.com. Okay, fine. So, This has been a peek. This has been a peek into the insane world, the absolutely insane world of Twitter psychos, fandom Twitter psychos that live on Twitter, and are psychos. I guess that's why we call them Twitter psychos. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.